Welcome back. We've got Mr. Lee Davis's beautiful 2016 Z06 that's getting our LMR's 850 package. For all you clutch guys out there, upgrade your clutch when you do the package. Be done. They got our cam, push rods, DOD delete, phaser lockout, ATI balancer, ring. Got all new gaskets, all sealed up and cleaned. And right now we're getting ready to go back in with it. Hey, when y'all are upping your performance on your Z06s and supercharged applications, you need to make sure that you're putting a quality breather catch can system in there. You're making all this extra horsepower, it's got to go somewhere. When you don't have enough breathing for the motor, you start pushing out your front seals and you start blowing out your rear main seals. And then you start having oil go everywhere. So to help prevent that, you need a good breather catch can, and you need to have your venting routed properly. We're going to slide this baby in. He's going to go right here on the fan. I do have 2 bolts that'll go down. The importance of this is we block off the valley to the breather. It gets 100% closed off. That way on D-cell it's not shoving oil all the way back in your blower. Both of your valve covers go to a -10 hose and is vented properly through the can. Your fresh air source still goes into your cold air box. And then the PCV from the top of the valve cover gets looped all together from the tank to tank to your valve cover, and it all works. You don't have any seals blowing out, you don't have oil going everywhere, and your motor can breathe.
All right, back road testing, Mr. Davis, 2016 C7 Z06, another 850 horsepower package here, 93 octane or E85, and this car looks and sounds so good. It has 18s on it all the way around with Toyos front and back. I think it's a 335 on the back. It reminds me of C6 Z06s. We used to run 18s on them all the time back in the day for handling and road course stuff. And a lot of people like the bigger tire or the bigger wheels, like a 20s or 21s. And they do look good for like car shows and stuff. But I don't know why a smaller wheel like this on this car, it looks like it's built for road racing or built for racing. And it is so much fun. I just got a chance to roll into it in second gear real quick before I turn the camera on. And 700 plus rear wheel horsepower in Corvettes are usable with these tires, and it makes them so much fun to drive. And again, this car can be 93 octane and you can drive it every day, drive it from Houston to Dallas or Oklahoma, wherever you want. And then when you know you're gonna go out and play with your buddies, put E85 in it and pick up another 60-70 rear wheel horsepower. I'm gonna put the billet lid on it as well so you hear the supercharger whining. More than factory. The factory 1.7s, you really don't hear the supercharger that much, even though we do spin them hard. Once you put that lid on it, it gives you a little bit more whine sound to it. Sounds more like an aftermarket supercharger. But yeah, I guess, I don't know, I make so many of these videos and I don't try not to say the same things over and over again. But a car like this is just fun to drive because you can use the horsepower, even in the lower gears. Most of the videos I make, y'all see me start off in like the top of third gear and kind of just roll into it to make sure we don't have any traction problems. A car like this, I can actually turn traction control off again, I've driven a lot of these cars, so I feel comfortable with it, and road gears in it from, you know, first or second or even third gear. And it's so much fun with the long tube headers on it and the Corsa exhaust. It is louder than your average car with the factory mufflers on it, and you can't close the dual mode like you can with the factory mufflers. But again, if this is a weekend toy, to me, I love the way the Corsa sounds. It just sounds like a good muscle car. And with the engine out, doing our cam package, we went ahead and upgraded the clutch as well. So it does have a McLeod twin disc clutch in it. We always put a couple 100 miles on them and heat cycle them before we dyno them and road test them, just to get the disc nice and seated. But yeah, I didn't bring the drag gear or anything with me. I just kind of want to go test drive it, make sure it sounds good, runs good, and go over the log one more time to make sure a third gear pull, the air fuel and everything still looks nice and safe. And again, I know I build a lot of these guys and I try not to repeat myself about the same package, because we do build a lot of these every other week. You know, we're building a couple of them. So I'm trying not to be too repetitive, but again, a car like this with 700 plus rear wheel horsepower that you can actually use and enjoy instead of turning traction control off and worrying about going sideways, which you can get this to do it if you want to, but to be able to just second gear and just have fun with it. So much fun. So much fun. And the Toyos, they do have, like I tell customers, more road noise than like the Michelin. That is like the worst part of the Toyo, but it dead hooks and it works. Granted, they work better with heat in them, but this tire, especially all the way around, you can take turns in this car and have a blast. I'll pull over, I'm gonna look at that little baby pull. I didn't rev it high, that was second, third, and I just wanted to get into fourth, just so I could put under a good load to check the air fuel at lower RPMs. But yeah, it's hard to express how much fun these cars are through videos, but a car like this is just a usable car, is the best way to describe it. Again, if he wants more horsepower later, we can spin the supercharger a little bit more if we want to, or we port the supercharger and this thing will make well over 800 rear wheel horsepower, or we upgrade to the 2650 like a lot of our customers do. But this is your, I'd call it, favorite package for an LT4, because you can hop in it, enjoy it, drive it without sacrificing drivability issues or worry about stuff breaking down on you. Again, it is 2016, only 25,000 miles on it. The clutch we did take out of it did look worn, which is the main reason why we did upgrade it. But yeah, to be able to hop in a car like this and just have fun is so much fun. So much fun. But yeah, I'm gonna look over that log, make sure everything's good, and then we're gonna get it cleaned up one last time before we ship it back to Mr. Davis.